Yosef Edery responds to all the Yosef Edery videos when typing Yosef Edery. Okay, so we have here these two guys. I basically made a big run when I put out the Orlando video explaining the Jewish and religious view that the Orlando shooting, in a situation where it was only gay people, which it wasn't, could somehow be religiously justified, because God says that a man that lies with a man will be killed, and that's what it says in the Bible that the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews all hold so dear. So basically I put out a video explaining that if justice was served just as prophesied in the Bible, then why the shock and why the awe? And obviously, as the Orlando story developed and more information was released, it became clear that the Muslim that went in there and did the terrorist act wasn't exactly an extremist Muslim doing it for Allah. Rather, he was just another gay person killing another gay person, pretty much. And interesting to note that the verse over there says "Dmehem bum," their blood is in their hands, and "Dmehem bum" pretty much says that they're going to kill themselves. Pretty much, it's a self-extinction process, and unfortunately, the statistics are pretty much showing just that. Unfortunately, it is a killing cult of death and destruction, self-destruction, and self-extinction. Hopefully, they will all be healthy. So these people responded to my video. I'm going to leave a link to their video in the description. And basically what troubles me is that when you type in Yosef Edery, instead of seeing all the videos that I post on my channel, Zog Yechi HaMelech, you see all these people who have what to say about me, and especially attacking this one video that I put up, which basically speaks about the Orlando shooting, and me being a religious Jew that actually believes in what he learns and practices what he preaches. So for me, it was no shock to say what the Bible said and see it happening, and looking back and saying that, obviously this is going to happen. If you believe in God, this shouldn't come as any surprise. But these people said, first you have to prove us that there's a God. Once you prove that there's a God scientifically, then you can say whatever you have to say. I don't have to prove that there's a God. There's enough videos and articles about that online. And also I wanted to address another concept which is connected to atheism and Christianity and Judaism. A lot of people drop out from Judaism, Christianity, and Islam because their parents were abusive to them, and in their head, their vision of God was the way their parents dealt with them. So, if their parents abused them, then they pretty much made the assumption that God hates them. Obviously, when you get old enough, you realize that if your parents hate you, and your parents didn't act properly to you, it's because every creation in the world has free choice, and your parents exercise their free choice in a non-positive, non-constructive way. And therefore, you shouldn't be mad at your parents. You should just understand that they have free choice, and the whole world is built on free choice, and that your parents have nothing to do with God. There's another reason why people leave Christianity, is because Christianity is a sister religion from Judaism, but doesn't back itself properly. Just going very, very vastly looking at the information that Christianity is trying to sell, you take the Ten Commandments and you realize real quick that the Shabbos is not on Sunday, Shabbos is on Saturday, and the Jews keep Shabbos, and that's why you have the Seventh-day Adventists to address that issue. Then you have Isaiah 53, which is officially the birth of Jesus. Obviously, the name is Emmanuel, which is not Jesus' name, and if people say, well, Emmanuel means God was with him, then Eliezer and every other Jewish name has a different meaning, which is also connected to these kind of things. Like Eliezer means God helped him, and you have Eliyahu, you have all kinds of Jewish names, each one with a meaning, and it would be ridiculous that the name would be changed just for that. So Christianity is a very, very weak, structured religion. Judaism also does not try to recruit people to its religion. Rather, we send people to the 7 laws of Noah to be a Noahide. It's not because we don't want to welcome people, it's just because being a Jew is very hard and very restricting. You can help God in the world, and you could help Judaism, as a matter of fact, more by not being a Jew, because you're only restricted to 7 laws, the 7 laws of Noah for all mankind, as you can see in our main website, in the link downstairs, ae770.blogspot.com, and you can help bring Messiah, which without actually converting. In any case, the only reason I'm bringing these things up is because I want atheists that are not really true die-hard atheists, which pretty much just ran away from Christianity because it didn't make enough sense to them, to understand that they have a good point for leaving Christianity, but they should also invest a little more in Judaism, and maybe they might be surprised and have some answers to their questions. Another thing I want to address is the fact that atheism is not a good place to stand morally, because atheism is the next step after atheism is pretty much Satanism. Satanism is, we don't believe in God, we don't believe in anything, and not only we don't believe in God, we give power to Satan, because at the end of the day, in Jewish mystic teachings, Kabbalah and other secret works, it's obvious that you have to take energy from somewhere. You cannot just have energy, spiritual energy, physical energy, from nowhere. You have to be taking it or from the good or from the bad. So if you're not with the good and you're not doing goodness and kindness and things like that, then very quickly you're probably going to be taking energy from a negative place. That negative place comes in and expresses itself in Satanism and Luciferian worship and Freemasonry in some forms and all kinds of things like that. So you have to know that atheism is just it's just standing in the middle is not good. You have to really. Obviously, everyone has free choice, but you really need to make your decision. Do you want to be with the good, the light, the life, or you want to be with the bad, the darkness, and the evil? Where do you stand in this whole situation? What do you want to promote in your life? If you want to promote goodness and kindness, and you want to lean in that direction, you have to take upon yourself some kind of positive energy that you're going to connect yourself to. Therefore, atheism is a dangerous hub to hang around in. That's all for my Yosef Edery response to Yosef Edery videos, and hopefully I clarified the main issues that were placed upon me here in this area, and hopefully from here you'll go check out my channel and see that 98% of what I speak about is redemption and positive things and Messiah and how to make the world a better place and Israel and the Jewish people and Hasidic philosophy and all those things. And this 2% which happened to bust out and go viral is because just people are looking like thirsty for some action, and they saw me quote the Bible, say the verse, go forward with it so simply that it ticked them off. Anyway, peace out.